Hi everyone! Happy New Year! I can't believe we reached another milestone, and I just want to thank you all so much for all of the support that you've been showing me and my channel. It's been about 1 year since I started this channel, and I honestly never expected it to grow this much. So thank you again to everyone who's subscribed, who watches, who likes the videos, who comments. I just appreciate all of you so much. To celebrate hitting 40,000 subscribers, I want to make another Q&A video. As always, I'll be reading them off of my little tablet here, so if you see me looking down, that's why. I also grouped the questions into categories like I did before, so we're going to start with the first category, which is media questions. Number 1, do you play Needy Streamer Overload? Yes, I do play Needy Streamer. I haven't finished all the endings, but I've done around 5 or 6 of them. You can see back there that I have like a little cube shelf of my Needy Streamer collection. I'll put a video here of all the Kei Angel merch that I have. I've been a fan of the game for over 2 years now. I remember finding it in 2023 and I really liked all of the songs. I loved the design of Kei Angel and I always buy the figures that she has when they come out. Number 2. What is your first anime? My first anime was actually Death Note. At the time, I was in the Warrior Cats fandom when I was in, I believe, 6th grade. I had an online friend that lived in Italy and she started watching anime and told me to watch it too. Her favorite was Death Note, so that's what I watched first and I really enjoyed it. My favorite character in Death Note was Mello. Number 3. What is your favorite Disney movie? This is a really hard question, oh my gosh. I think that my favorite Disney movie is Frozen. I was really obsessed with it when I was younger. I loved Elsa, I still love Elsa, and I had so much fun visiting Disney Sea in the new Fantasy Springs area where they have the whole Frozen area. I really want to go back and actually go on the Frozen ride this time, so I think I'll do that on my next trip to Japan. Number 4. Are there any upcoming movies or anything fun this year? Aside from Japan. One movie that I'm really excited for is the Mario Galaxy movie. I think it's the Super Mario Galaxy movie. I can't remember what it exactly is called, but I really enjoyed the last Mario movie and this one has Princess Rosalina in it, so I'm really excited for that. She looks really cute. Number 5. Who is my favorite OnStars character? So I actually had 2 favorite OnStars characters when I was really into it. The first one is no surprise, it's Shu. He's pink, he wears the prettiest outfits, and I just love him. My second favorite was Ritsu. I used to collect a lot of merch of both Shu and Ritsu, and I had Ita bags for them, and I used to do a lot of OnStars oshikatsu back in the day. I'll put some pictures so you guys can see. Number 6. Do you like Persona 4? If so, who's your fave in it? Yes, I do like Persona 4. I have played Persona 3, 4, and 5, and I would say my favorite character from 4 is definitely Naoto. We're gonna move on to the next category, which is personal questions. So any question that pertains to me and myself. Number 7. How old are you? I am 22 years old. Believe it or not, I will be turning 23 in July of this year, which is really scary, but it's okay. It doesn't matter how old you are, you can still like cute things, you can still wear jfashion, and I want to make that known to everyone. Never let anyone tell you you're too old to enjoy the things you like. Number 8. Do you speak Japanese? No, I do not speak Japanese. I did have a Japanese class last year when I first started this channel in university. I really want to learn Japanese. It's just that I have so much going on right now and I really struggle to learn languages, so I don't know if I'll ever end up learning it fully, but I do know some basic phrases to get around when I'm in Japan, like for shopping and eating restaurants. But other than that, no, I really don't know much Japanese. Number 9. What are you and your girlfriend's favorite things to do together? This is a really good question, actually. So our most favorite thing to do together is sit on the computer and play League of Legends. I know, it's not something that you would expect, but both of us love gaming. We always have. We started playing games when we first met together. We used to play Overwatch and she got me into League. She taught me how to play it actually around 5 years ago, which is crazy that I've been playing League for that long. Another one of our favorite things to do that actually involves leaving the house is going to have dessert. We love dressing up in our cute outfits and going and having afternoon tea or dessert, and that's something we do about every weekend. Number 10. How tall are you and your girlfriend? Your height difference is so cute. Oh, well, thank you. So I am 5 feet tall and like 6 inches, and my girlfriend is 5 foot tall and 1 inch. I'm not entirely sure what that translates to in centimeters. I've heard like mixed things, but if you're curious, you can always go on Google and type like 5'6" to centimeters or 5'1" to centimeters. I don't really know what it is, but that is what it is in the American standards. So we have about a like 5-inch height difference. Number 11. Besides Japan, are there any other countries you want to visit? Yes, I really want to visit South Korea, and I really want to visit China. A couple of my friends actually have studied abroad in South Korea, and I'm just so jealous seeing all the pictures. All the food that they ate looks so yummy, and there's so many cute cafes there. I just want to visit all of them. I also really want to visit China for the same reasons, that there's a lot of cute cafes, there's a lot of like shopping malls that I'd like to visit, and hopefully one day I'll be able to go there. Number 12. How often do you dye your hair? So I dye my hair about every 2 or 3 months, basically whenever my roots up here start getting really grown out, or I'll dye it before an important event or a trip. I usually always dye it before my birthday, and I always dye it if I'm gonna go on vacation. So I'll probably dye it within the next month before I go to Japan. Number 13. What is your favorite season? This is really hard for me to answer because I feel like I have things that I like about each season. It's really hard to pick just one. I love winter because I love wearing all the really cute jirai coats and sweaters. I also love Christmas and seeing all the lights in New York City. I love spring because of the cherry blossoms, and it's also a bit warmer so I don't have to wear a heavy coat. Honestly, I'm really not that much of a fan of summer. I can't really find anything good to say about summer except that that's when my birthday is. I also like fall because of all the leaves changing and it starts to get cooler, and Halloween. I would say that my favorite is probably spring. That is what I'm gonna go with. Number 14. What is one thing you really want to do this year? One thing I really want to do this year is find a full-time job. Currently, I work a part-time job, and then I also do social media as my second part-time job, but I would really love to find like a full-time job just so I can have that stability that the part-time work doesn't give me. Number 15. What was the hardest part about starting to make videos on YouTube? I would say the hardest part about starting to make videos was finding the time to film and edit everything. When I first started doing videos, I was still in university, so I had to balance my job at university, classes, my fun time on the weekends, and also this YouTube channel. I somehow made it through. I would usually try and film things on the weekends or days when I didn't have class, and I would go out and do things. And then I would edit videos like during my breaks from class. I would usually edit on my little tablet, which it was so slow and so laggy. I'm really glad I can edit on my big computer now. That has made such a difference. But for me, the hardest thing was to find time to film. Number 16. Have you ever felt a bit tired from uploading videos or needed to take a break to stay true to the content you enjoy creating? This is a really good question. There have definitely been times in the past year where I felt really unmotivated or I couldn't come up with any video ideas, and so I would usually not post as much during those times. But lately I feel like I've been in a really good spot with my content. I finally figured out what works for me, what you guys enjoy watching, and I'm really happy with the ideas that I've been coming up with lately. I try not to overwork myself, and I definitely give myself time to have fun and to not worry about content. On days when I'm not working, I usually work on content until my girlfriend gets home, so then after that I spend the rest of the evening with her. The last category is about jfashion and oshikatsu. Number 17. Where do you buy pins and other accessories for your Ita bags? Usually all of the pins and accessories for Ita bags I buy is from Mercari Japan. You just have to do a quick Google search to find out what the character's name that you want to buy for is spelled in Japanese, and then you just paste that into Mercari Japan, and then you find the Japanese word for badge and you put that in there too, and you'll find a whole bunch of options for whatever character you're trying to buy for. Now if you're trying to buy for a Hoyoverse character like Genshin, ZZZ, or Honkai, they have a shop on Taobao that sells all the official merch for way less than you would get it for in America or even Japan. So that is how I did my Linny Ita bag from Genshin. I bought all the badges on Taobao. I can't remember exactly how many of them I bought. It was around 40. and I believe that the price was between $50 and $60 for all of those pins. So if you are trying to buy for a Hoyoverse character, definitely go check out their Taobao shop. Number 18. Do you have any recommendations for someone who wants to start doing oshikatsu? This is a great question. So if you want to start doing oshikatsu, first figure out who is your oshi. It can be anything. It can be a character from a game, it can be a character from anime, it can be a real life idol. There are endless amounts of characters or people that could be your oshi. I've even seen people doing oshikatsu with Pokemon, so it truly is endless. So once you figured out who your oshi is, then I would say the best thing to do is start doing DIY crafts. You can easily make an Uchiwa fan or a photo card little like top loader with stickers. You can find stickers online or at your local craft stores, and these are really easy to do. You can also print out official pictures from like your local drugstore that does photo printing. For me, I do Walgreens or CVS. They both do photo printing and it's really cheap. That's how I've made a lot of photo cards for my oshis that don't have official photo cards. If you decide that you want to go down the route of official merch, then you can start looking on Mercari Japan or Mercari US. It's just a little more expensive. I usually buy all my merch from Mercari Japan. I just recently bought a whole bunch of Alistair stuff from Hasbin Hotel from Mercari Japan, and I'm really excited to get that shipped to me. Just remember, you don't have to spend a lot of money to do oshikatsu. You can DIY things. It's all about having fun. Number 19. What proxy do you use to buy items from Japan? How has your experience been since tariffs? So I use a couple different proxies. Recently I've been using Dorzo a lot, but I also recently tried out Remambo, which recently sponsored one of my videos. I would say that my experience since the tariffs, it has been a little more expensive, but not too much. I believe that the US just changed the tariff on Japan to around 14%. At least that's what I've been able to calculate from my previous packages. And while 14% of an increase on the price is a lot, it could be worse. It could be 20, it could be 30, it could be 50. So I'm just grateful that it's still low. I try to keep what I buy from Japan to a minimum, but I've still been buying merch for my new oshi. I have used a lot of different proxies, so just do your research and figure out which one works best for you. These are just the two that I've used personally. Number 20. Do you wear PN/jirai makeup normally? If not, how do you do your makeup? I wear PN and jirai makeup every single time I wear jirai and go out of the house. But if there are days where I'm working my job, I obviously can't do this dramatic of makeup to work. So usually I just do a little bit of eyeliner, some mascara, blush, just a little bit to make myself look presentable, because since I do jirai makeup on the regular when I'm gonna go out, I don't really want to wear a ton of makeup every single day. It's just bad for my skin. So I usually do a very toned down look for the days when I'm not gonna wear jirai makeup. Number 21. What is your favorite hairstyle to do? This is a great question because I actually have that hairstyle on today. My favorite hairstyle to do is these twin tails that start about right above my ear, and they are like half curled at the bottom. It's very easy for me to do. I can do it very quickly, and it's usually the hairstyle I wear most of the time. Number 22. How do you dress cute in the winter while staying warm? Fleece tights. If you don't already have fleece lined tights, go buy some, especially if you live somewhere that is very cold. They make different thickness of the fleece, so I have some that are more thin that I wear in like the late fall, and then I have some that are really thick that I wear when it's super cold in the winter time. I have worn these in 7-degree Fahrenheit weather, and I was cold, but not as cold as I would have been if I didn't have the fleece tights. Another thing that I do is I try to wear sweaters when I'm gonna go out so that my body stays a little warmer even when I put my coat on. I also have a pair of Juicy Couture like fluffy boots. They're pink, they're really cute, and I usually wear those as my shoes, especially if there's snow on the ground. I do not want to slip in any sort of platforms. The boots are just the safer option for me. But that's usually how I stay warm. I also have a scarf and gloves that I wear. You've probably seen them in some of my vlogs or some of my Instagram posts. Number 23. What's your favorite brand to buy from? My absolute favorite brand has never changed since I started wearing jirai. It is Liz Lisa. Liz Lisa will always be my favorite brand. I just absolutely love Liz Lisa so much. I didn't actually buy anything from Liz Lisa when I was in Japan because I already had bought everything I wanted from there online. But this time when I go, I might get a couple things. I would say about 70% of my wardrobe is Liz Lisa. I just love it so much. It will always be my favorite. Number 24. Do you have any tips for dressing jirai or cute in general when the weather is really hot? This is kind of the opposite question to the one I answered a little bit ago, but in the summer it gets really hot here. It gets between like 90 and 100 degrees Fahrenheit. When it's that hot, I absolutely do not wear long sleeves, and I try my best to wear materials that are less hot. I try to avoid wearing things that are like 100% polyester, as I'll just overheat way too much. This past summer, I wore a lot of Honey Mew, which is a brand that is made by one of my favorite influencers on Instagram. It's also produced by Michelle Macaron, which is another one of my favorite brands. They're these really cute tops, and they're short sleeve, and they kind of like hug and like form fit your body, but they are so comfortable to wear in the summer, and I never overheat while wearing them. Another thing that I do is I bring a sun umbrella when I go out. I really miss being in Japan because it was a lot more normal to bring a sun umbrella, but I still brought one when I went to Disney and Universal in Florida, and honestly that completely saved me. I would have been so hot without it. And the last question is number 25. Where are your colored contacts from? So most of my colored contacts, I buy them when I'm in Japan from Don Quixote, which is like this big store that just sells everything, but they usually have a colored contacts counter where you can pick out whichever ones you want and bring them, and they'll like sell them to you. The ones I'm wearing today are from this brand called Candy Lens. They sent me them last year, and they're probably getting to the point where I need to throw them out, but I just love them so much. I'm not ready to let go yet. And that is all the questions that you guys have asked me. Thank you so much to everyone who has asked me a question. If I didn't answer your question, it's likely because I just wasn't comfortable answering it, or I already answered it in part 1, so go watch that if you haven't watched it yet. Thank you again for 40,000 subscribers, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye!